Let's discuss the basics of Java Tutorial 4. In this tutorial, we would be dealing about data types and variables. The topics that are covered in this tutorial are primitive data types, enumerated data type, literals and variables, typecasting, and strings. Let's discuss primitive data types. Primitive data types are predefined data types in Java. For each type of primitive data, there is a corresponding keyword reserved. In Java, we have got three types of primitive data types. They are integers, floating point numbers, and Boolean. Integers are used to store whole number values, whereas floating point data types are used to store real numbers. The various primitive types available in Java are character data type. The character data type can hold the characters. In Java, the character data types are 16-bit in size and are Unicode characters. We have 65,535 different characters that can exist. These characters can be English characters or special symbols or alphabets from other languages like Chinese, Japanese, etc. Coming to byte primitive data type, this data type is a signed integer and it can hold values from -128 to 127. Next comes is the short primitive data type. This data type is a signed integer and can hold the values from -32,768 to 32,767. Next we have integer data type. Integer data type is the most commonly used data type. It is a signed integer with size of 4 bytes or 32 bits. This means the integer can hold a maximum value of the value shown here. Coming to the data type long, it is a 64-bit signed integer. It can hold a maximum of 2 exponential 63. Floating point data types are used to store real numbers. Real numbers are signed numbers with both positive and negative values. Coming to float, it is a signed real number and is 32 bits in size. It can hold values approximately from 1.4 exponential -45 to 3.4 exponential 38. Coming to the double data type, it can hold integers with double precision. We have double data type which is a signed real number and is 64-bit in size. It can hold values from 4.9 exponential minus 324 to 1.8 exponential 308. Next we have the Boolean data type. The Boolean data type has two values, that is true and false. In this section we have a table of different data types with keyword, size, minimum and maximum values. Let's see, for example, byte. Byte has the keyword byte, BYTE, whose size is 8 bits and which can hold minimum value of minus 128 to the maximum value plus 127. In a programming language, a numerator data type is used to predefine possible values for the variables. In Java, enums are introduced in the version 5.0. Enumeration is used to allow only certain possible values for an enum variable. Enums can be used to hold the values to keep track of the state of an operation. For example, in manufacturing a car, there can be various states such as prototyping, designing, getting raw materials, manufacturing, and marketing. Every state can hold. In this section, we will declare, initialize, and print the available primitive data types in Java. Let's create a string object and perform concatenation operation. Finally, we will create a variable of custom data type, car manufacturer, and print one of its state. As you see here, I have already created a tutorial 4, and we have tutorial4.launch package with a class appLaunch. Here we have created a user-defined data type, a numerator data type which is car manufacturer, which can take the values prototype, designing, raw material, manufacturing, and marketing. These can also be considered as the state of this car manufacturer enumerated data type. Here I declare all the primitive data types. Byte b equals 10, short s equals 20, int I equals 2000, long L equals 1000, float f equals 20.25 floating point number, and double d equals 200.50. Let's print our primitive data using system.out.println. Now let's perform concatenation operation on the strings. Let's create string str1 hi, string str2, how are you? I am using the same example as was discussed in the tutorial earlier. I am performing the concatenation operation on str1 and str2. Now I will print the output on console using system.out.println. Here let's mention a single line comment as declare and initialize car manufacturer variable and print its state. This is as follows: car manufacturer process state equals car manufacturer dot designing. Let's print the state of our process using system.out.println. Let's run the following program using the menu option. Here we see the different values printed below. We can see the string concatenation operation as well. We have printed string 3, which is hi, how are you, and in the following line we can see the manufacturing state, which is designing. In this tutorial we have learned that primitive data types are the building blocks of any programming language. Casting is used to convert one variable type into another, and it can be implicit or explicit based on certain rules. We have discussed the operations on strings as well. You can try the following example as your hands-on exercise. Here you need to create a Java class which defines variables of type int and short with values 5000 and 20 respectively. You need to print the result using string concatenation in the form of value of integer 5000 and value of short equals 20. This is quite simple. In the next tutorial we will be discussing about arithmetic operators and assignment operators. Thank you everyone.